Welcome back, everyone, to GameZone Birdroom.
GameZone! And of course, it's not the GameZone Birdroom without all the birds. Roll over, roll over. Silly old dicks. Oh, look at these two lovebirds. Oh. No, Molly, she's in the other room with Mem in her studio practicing singing for Sunday's love song Mother's Day special.
What have I got for you today, guys? Well, I finally got round to doing, I say it's a review, it's more of an overview on the OSSC, the open source scan converter sent to me by Kaico. This is the latest version. It is the version 1.8. The device has been on the market for a number of years now. I think about 10 years. It's not so much of an upscaler, it's more of a line doubler. So it doubles the line of whichever consoles you've got on it. So an upscaler, I think, upscales to the same amount of pixels, where this does it by each line. So just slightly different to an upscaler like the GBS control upscaler or your Retro Tink and your Frame Meister and that. So, but yeah, this is the latest version. Again, thank you Kaico for sending this to me. I actually wanted it for a Christmas present from the wife. I was actually messaging him, and I asked them how much it was after I've asked a few questions, and they said it's for free. So Kaico have always helped out little channels on some of their products, which is always great. They've not paid me to do this review. It's all on my own accord. And so let's have a look. The box is great. It's like really sturdy box. Comes with a fantastic manual and all the plugs you need from US, EU, obviously UK. Wouldn't be no good if I can't connect it with it, and Australia. So you're well sorted if you buy this, and the manual is fantastic. You will need to look into the manual at times, especially with the remote. When I first got the remote out of the box, I thought, what the fuck? How the fuck am I going to use this? But it tells you exactly what, not on that page, tells you exactly what buttons are on the remote and what they do. So, plus we'll go through that in this overview anyway. Let's have a look at the device, shall we? And here it is. Love the new casing. The old casing was sort of a bit more open, where this is all enclosed. You've got your fence so it doesn't overheat. You've got a couple of different inputs here. You've got VGA. We've got component, RGB SCART, and your output is HDMI. Got some buttons here if you lose your remote, so you can still control it on the display. So yeah, really nice box. Love the OSSC logo on it. Yeah, really nice build, and that's all connected to my multi-SCART switch. I know it's a bloody mess at the back. Got this from AliExpress just a few weeks back. Absolutely brilliant device as well. Nice to have all my consoles connected to it in one place. Anyway, enough of that. Let's put some consoles on, give them a play, and test this out. First up, the Sega Mega Drive, the first games console, well, true games console I ever owned as a kid. And the first game I've got to test it is Sonic the Hedgehog. As soon as I hear that music, I always get goosebumps. It brings back a lot of good memories. I'm on the highest output my TV can output. Does that make sense? Which is 4x, and as you can tell, the picture looks really crisp. No scan lines or anything. This is just literally out of the box and how it looks. And I think it looks pretty good. The pixels are looking sharp.
No lag. If there is, I can't detect it. 29 seconds, that was pretty quick. It's not bad. Quite impressed with that. Another classic, this time Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition. My favourite Street Fighter on the Mega Drive. Super Street Fighter was brilliant, but I just think this was technically better. As you can tell, the picture is looking awesome. Again, this is at 4x. This is the highest my TV can output. But the actual device, if you've got a 4K machine, it can go up to 6x, which is 1440p, which is one of the updates of the v1.8. Quite a few features was added with the new update as well, which was sync and handling, HDR mode, and shadow mask emulation. That's just to name a few. Picture wise though, I think it looks great. The colours are really vibrant. They really sort of stand out. I'm a big fan of the GBS control upscaler. I've had it for a few years now and I love the thing. Best upscaling buy for the money, I think. It's a really good deal. But if you've got a bit more money to spend, I definitely think the OSSC, the newest version, is the better option. It's got far more on-screen features on it, so you can have a real play around with it and really get the best picture quality out of it. And also, it doesn't break the bank, you know, where the OSS Pro and the RetroTink 4K, definitely they're going to be a lot better. They're premium devices, and it's having the money to pay for those premium devices, where the OSSC sits right in the middle, not going to break the bank, and it's got features that are on a more premium device. Yeah, I think it's a great device. I mean, look at Wave Race on the N64, it looks fantastic. To be fair, it is a modded RGB N64 done by Retro Bear Repairs, which they do a fantastic job on my N64. But look, it almost looks like an emulation device. It looks fantastic. Now, if you're thinking about the OSS Pro, my mate Martin, the Ichin Gamer, has done a video, has done an overview on that. Part 2, I think, is out at some point, but I will leave a link to that video. So go and check out his channel. He's a top bloke. Next up, we've got Super Mario 64 for the N64. Now, I have had a lot of problems with the OSSC. Well, not the actual unit, but capturing it with my cheap, crappy capture device. It really doesn't like the different resolutions, where on the GBS control, because it just literally outputs and upscales to a 1080p signal, it's a lot straightforward. But because the OSSC doesn't work like that, my capture card just does not like it. So there's only 3 consoles that I'm able to really capture: the Mega Drive, Saturn, and N64. But I look at the N64, it does look like emulation, doesn't it? It looks incredible. I will do a video on my personal preference on how I've got each console, well, the 3 I can capture, how I've got them set up. So we'll go through the features more. We'll have a quick little look later in the video on that. But yeah, I'll do a separate video on my setup. Both N64 games are running at 4x, which is 960p, I believe. Yeah, it's 960p. I'll let this play for a bit so you can just admire this picture quality.
Let's go.
Next up, my favourite console of all time, the Sega Saturn, and probably my favourite game on the system, Sega Rally. I'll just do the one lap on desert. Just gives you an idea of how the picture looks. Again, this is 4X mode, which is 960p, and as you can tell, the picture looks fantastic. Those pixels really come out nice. It's really sharp. Colours vibrant. Yeah, it looks great. It really does. Again, no lag. If there is, it is very little. Just literally what the LCD TV produces. Always have the TV in game mode as well, as that will reduce any lag the TV might add. And we're going to test that in a minute with a CRT and the LCD with Virtua Fighter 2, which always gives the OSSC problems, and one of the reasons why I never went with it in the first place, due to the resolution changes of the Saturn game, where it goes from 480i to 320p. As you can tell, it's handling it very well. Slight pulls, but not as bad as what it used to be. They've really fixed this problem in the new edition, the 1.8 version. Yes, almost instant. You're not losing any time with each fight now, where with the old version, you could literally almost lose a round. Also test this with Dead or Alive 2, and it's the same result. Massive improvement. Another pat on the back for the OSSC. With this part of the video, we're going to have a look at the remote now. When I first took it out of the box, I looked at it and thought, oh god, this looks complicated. But with the manual that came with the OSSC, it really explains it very well. So I'm going to have a double screen and we're going to have a look at the buttons for the remote. Let's bring up the menu. The orange button in the left hand corner. So to scroll down and up, it's obviously up and down. Return to the main menu is the orange bottom hand right button. That's it. And then we'll just quickly go through these. Not going to change any of the settings. I'll show you the scan lines. I will put that on so YouTube can mess it up basically. Important page, this one. This is where you can change the resolutions. And here's the scan lines. I think the scan lines on this device are really good. Some of the consoles, for my personal preference, have got scan lines. Especially the 4th and the 5th generation of consoles. They are the main bulk of what I play. One of the newest features, Shadow Mask. I use this feature a lot in my personal preference, especially PVM mode. I think that's a great feature. Picture looks fantastic with that. And this page is where you can basically save all your preferences onto an SD card. And I believe you can save up to 15 on the onboard memory as well, 15 preferences. I think, might be wrong. So I tried to show some of the different resolutions here, but my capture card didn't really like it, so I do apologise. Also, if you want scan lines, vertical, horizontal, or both, you can actually do it from these buttons up the top here. And also you can play with the strength as well, so it's easy access, so you don't have to go through all the main menu. As I said, this won't look good on YouTube though, because YouTube doesn't seem to like scan lines. Anyway guys, back to my boat race for my overall thoughts. Well, I've had the device for about, what, 4 months now. And I must say, it is brilliant. If there's just one fault, well, 2 faults, which one of them's actually
not even its fault, it's my capture card. It just doesn't like it. And the other fault is probably the design of the remote could have been a bit more simplified. But as I said, the manual is very good. And yeah, hopefully my video where I show you which buttons to press will help out a bit. Yeah, but I think this is a great device. It's right in the middle of the ranges of different scalers and upscalers, and I think it's perfectly placed. I mean, depending on your budget, if you're a bit cheap like me, you usually go for the GBS, which is probably the best money can buy for the price point. But just for a little bit more, I recommend this. I really do. If you haven't got a 4K TV, then this is perfect. If you have got a 4K, I mean, the best way to play retro games is obviously with a CRT in it. I mean, it's the way nature intended it to be played. But not everyone has got a CRT, and you just sometimes you just want to quickly put on Sonic the Hedgehog and have a little game on a modern TV. And this, yeah, this is a great device. Definitely worth paying for. And yeah, not really much more to say about it actually. Obviously, I'm doing another video of my personal preference for settings, and I will show you what it looks like actually on a 4K in 1440p. Is it 1440p or 1460p? I can't remember anyway. But I'll show you what that looks like on the big TV in the front room. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. Button bash that like, subscribe, hit that little bell. Take it easy.
GameZone.